So the topic that we've been talking about, look at you. You can't tell me that in 2 birthdays you're going to be 60. You are going to be 60.
Yes.
How did you come this? How did the time? Where did the time go to? And how did you get to this point? Or should I say, how did we get to this point? Because I'm trailing you, right? Abby,
Good to be with you.
it's
It's
really,
always a pleasure, and you know that.
yeah, of course I
To be
do.
in the same space.
In the same
Not that
space.
we have any distance really, but to be in the same space, sitting side by side.
Yeah.
It's always fantastic. It's always a desire.
So welcome to Blossom with Busola. It's lovely to have you here with us. Yeah, with me and with my friend Ebere. Is a regular here now, so you know her very well. But if you are new here or you missed, sadly, many of the videos that she has featured with me in, her name is Ebere. And she lives in Sweden, and as you've heard, we seize every opportunity to be together. We're always up together on phone anyway, but we seize every opportunity to be together in the same physical space. And so she is right here in Newcastle upon Tyne on her holiday. So how did we get to this point? Why did those, should I say, young women or girls from then till now?
Yes, well, I'm sure for both of us, you know, we are still girls.
Oh yeah,
We're
girls.
Yeah.
Well, one of my friends says it's girls.
Yeah.
But the girls, the girls.
We are still, because nothing so much has changed about how we feel about ourselves.
Sure.
But asking about that,
Yeah.
how did the years fly away? I remember when we were younger, if you heard somebody 60, it's like, oh, this big age.
Person felt
They
old.
felt old, and
That's
so old. Maybe we look that old to younger people.
I'm very sure.
We do look that old, but well, do I feel that old? No,
How do you
not
feel?
really.
How do you feel?
I don't know. I feel inside of me, I'm still that Ebere. Somehow.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
still are.
Somehow changed in some looks, grown older here and there, have those fine lines in my eyes and all of that, but I still feel like Ebere. I don't know.
Of course.
I don't
You
know.
see, I very nothing has changed in
Yeah.
that sense.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, not say nothing has changed. We do change,
Yeah.
and a lot of times for the better, I believe. What do you like about growing older?
Well, I think a lot of things are already settled. You're not thinking of probably new career path. You're
Yeah.
not thinking of, oh, what is life going to bring tomorrow? Not that completely everything is going to be straight as you planned, but a lot of the anxieties of young age, what am I going to do? What is this going to look like? Those things are settled.
Yeah, I like that word. The word
Yeah.
on my mind was, you're more settled.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
more settled in your mind, in your pursuit of whatever you think,
And we're wiser.
and we're wiser.
We've had a lot of experiences. We've had those disappointments. We've had the peaks. We've had the lows,
Yeah.
and we now know how to walk through a lot of those circumstances.
Yes, kind of. So you're more settled. Not that you don't have expectations of yourself.
Of course.
You do, but a lot of the anxieties and fears of what is my life going to be when I get to this point, a lot of those things are settled.
Like you have seen a lot of these things, and of course, with our experience in God, our growth in our relationship with God.
Oh, that's one thing. You've crossed so many rivers and valleys, and you look back and you have a lot of deliverances, a lot of things that you thought didn't make sense when they were happening. but you look back and suddenly they begin to make sense. And when you get new challenges, you are able to tell yourself, maybe in the next 5 years, I will look back and I will suddenly realize that. But when it's happening, you didn't feel that way. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure. That's because we have had many of those 5-year periods to look back on. And sometimes those things that matter so much, that mattered so much, don't matter that much any longer.
Yeah.
And even when one gets into, maybe you're tempted to get into an argument, you just think, what would this thing be worth tomorrow? In 2 months' time, it won't matter which side this argument ends up in. So you tend to let go of things.
Go more easily. You tend to brush things aside. You tend to be more forgiving.
Yeah.
You are more accommodating and all of those. And you know me. You know me, that in those days when I was learning how to sew with you, I was this impatient one, and you come and look at it and say, Ebere, this line is not straight, so you're going to redo it afterwards. And I'll continue and I'll read. But right now, I will notice that this line is not straight. I don't want to redo it. Let me take my time and do it well the first time. Remember those fights?
I can't forget those fights now. I say, look, let's leave the friendship aside, right? This thing has got to be straight.
You're going to loosen it if you don't fix it now. And I'll just, it's straight. It looks straight. Of course, I was an apprentice, so it looked straight in my eyes.
And even if it didn't look too straight, maybe you would hope that I wouldn't notice. I would not notice.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And when those tough times come, it's like, I've been here before. Maybe not exactly on this route, but on a similar route. And God saw me through. It's easier to say, well, God, you did it before. We have our own stories too. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You can say, it's the God of Ebere and the God of Usola. If you did this for Ebere, you can do it for me. And Lord, you did this for me before. You did that for me before. And I know this is nothing compared to that one.
Of course.
I said that you don't look like that. You don't look like that woman that's going to be 60 in less than 2 years. And I'm talking about the physical looks and also the energy with which you do things. Like I just told you this evening that you had this bounce in your steps. What's behind it? You
know, just like I told you, that I think I look at myself and I think that not so much has changed. And I tell myself, you need to keep up the bounce, as you call it, because you really become old when you think you're old.
I'm saying that thing that age is a number. It's in your mind.
Yeah,
is that what you're trying to say?
I think so. So physically, what do? I try to exercise. I look at, sometimes I call some of my friends and they say, oh, we can't walk, our knees and all of that. And I had to go and look at it, and I said, I researched, I said, if I did 7,000 steps walking every day, I won't have any knee problems. And I don't have. I can stand on tall shoes.
And you like your tall shoes.
And I like my tall shoes. Actually, when I wear my tall shoes, I'll parade around you for you to notice that I'm wearing my tall shoes. So
and your husband loves you in there.
Yeah, he loves me in them, you know. So, exercise is very important. It's not only walking. I have some parts of my body that I want to exercise to be able to still have my clothes fit. And it's like, who are you doing that for?
Yeah,
I'm doing it for me. Because for you to do anything and succeed, you have to first do it for yourself. But I agree with you. I often tell people that I like to like what I see when I walk past a mirror. I want to have my feet. I want to wear my clothes and I feel that they fit me. And those are important to me.
I know.
Not because why not?
And of course there's the good health bits, right? I like all those exercises you do. I do a lot of the walking.
You look at your emotions, and because sometimes a lot of the things that affect our health also could be from how we manage our emotions. You also try to be careful about being in high maintenance relationships. You may not want to, because You don't want the yo-yo thing. You want to be stable. You want to be calm. And you also are intentional about spending time in God's presence.
Yeah. Before we come to that, can you say a bit more about high maintenance relationship?
Yeah, high maintenance relationship is a kind of relationship that somebody either doesn't understand you or always wants you to care for their needs, whether it is reasonable or unreasonable, and doesn't take things at the surface level, always thinking there is a second layer to whatever you do with them. You don't want to be in that kind of relationship.
So you find yourself like always walking on eggshells,
yes,
guessing
yes,
what they might be thinking.
and yeah.
Yes. You were talking about relationship with God.
Yes. Being also very intentional in your relationship with God. Like, I like to listen to songs a lot. Most times when I wake up in the morning, I play the songs I like. I enjoy them. Sometimes I hum along them, and then I pray. And I also want to, sometimes I have some preachers that I like to listen to. So I listen to those things, and I reflect on what I want to do to have a better and a closer relationship with God.
Things like uplifting
to me, to be able to
things
help
that
me
come into you,
into me, to help me to be able to give out. It's no longer, oh, I'm needed here, I'm needed in many places, but I need to feed myself, because that's where the energy comes from. And that feeding comes from being intentional to have some time with God.
Yeah, you were just talking about people needing you, things you are needed for. You.
Yeah, people needing you. You also need to be able to structure people's need of you.
Okay.
What do I mean?
Yes,
you need to be able to structure people's need of you, because you want to be effective when you render help to people.
Yeah.
So you should be able to learn the things you are able to do and the time you're able to do them, and apportion them, and not feel guilty that you're not doing so much for everybody at the same time.
Okay. How do you manage with such things when things don't work the way you want?
Well, one thing I would say is that I'm very good at adjusting when I realize that this is what it is. I am positive about that. Probably I will grieve what I had, the comfort zone for some time, but I will be able to tell myself, well, this is what it is now, and rearrange my life and my situation around the changes that have happened. And I pray and I commit a lot of things. I said, God, if you're the one, because I believe that you're the one who has planned my steps, and if at this point in my life this is what you want it to be, please help me, lead me. It might not be so, because change can be very positive also. Suddenly now it could be that
tell me what you dream.
you give me a boat, a sailing boat.
Oh yeah, talk about that sailing boat thing again.
And tell me to resign. I still am still working. To resign, and I will do everything.
Live the rest of your life on the boat.
I will do that because I like traveling. Yeah, but the most important thing is that you look back over the years and you realize that even those changes that have been very difficult, at some point you became adjusted to them. You say, well, God is there. He's the one that knows my tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm confident that He who has led me through the changes in the past is still able to handle whatever, help me handle whatever it is that I'm going to face.
Yeah. Sure. All things work together for good. And we have always found that to be true to those who love God and are called according to His purpose. So,
Yes.
will you say you're living the life you want to live at this point?
Yes and no.
Okay. That's interesting.
No, because probably I would have loved to be retired by now.
I see.
And you know that I like adventure. I like to travel to different places, and then be able to travel to the places I haven't been to. You know, we've been to so many places, but there are still so many places,
many more.
many more. So to be able to do that, but maybe 75%.
Your best years are still ahead.
Yeah, 75%.
Just done about half. In the second half.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's good. Why it is very good. I would say that. But it's only the retirement thing. I'm happy.
But you enjoy your job.
Of course, I enjoy my job. I enjoy my job.
Are you really ready to retire now?
Not really. I enjoy my job.
What are you doing now to feel good about life at the end of your life? And as I say it, I just remember Paul who said, I fought a good fight. I ran the race. I finished the race. I finished my course. Yeah.
So many things. I have a lot of children.
A lot of children.
Yes.
I don't know you with
all over. All over. I have. I am a pastor's wife, so I have a lot of children. People that call me mommy, grandchildren, and I try to be there for them, helping in different ways. Sometimes we babysit. Sometimes one of them will call me up. Probably they just got pregnant and they don't know what to eat. They say, "Oh, mommy, I've been hungry and I have to make something and take to them." You know, talking to people, even in my teaching that I do. I have a lot of students, and sometimes they tease me and we talk about. They said recently when we are talking about age, I asked them to guess how old, and they couldn't even get close. So when I told them, they said, "What? And you relate with us like this?" I said, "Of course, I relate with you because I'm young like you." So we do all of those things, and sometimes some of the students come up to me and they say, "Oh, Ebere, if it's not because of the way you talk to us, it's not just that you are a teacher. You are like a mother, you are a mentor, you push us to go on and ask us, why are we here? Are we here to play?" And all of that. And those things make me feel like I am fulfilling the ministry, general ministry purpose of helping people and being in people's lives and enriching their lives and letting them enrich my life also, because it's very it's just two ways that it happens. So
I like that sense of fulfilling purpose, because what is it really about when one is at the end of the journey? You look back and say, "Oh, how did I do? How did I fulfill purpose?" And just like you're saying, you're talking about people. I don't hear you talk about things that you've acquired, but it's about people. And it's often said that at the end of life, nobody is talking about the house they didn't get to build or the boats they didn't get to buy. But they're talking about the people what they wish they did for people. So working at being your best with the people that God brings into your life and serving them the best that you can. Yeah, I think that's a sure way to make that journey, get to the end of that journey and look back and say, "Thank you, Lord, I fought a good fight."
One of the things that I became very intentional is about what I eat.
Okay, tell us about that.
My diet. At least you know that I'm the salad woman. So when I complain to you that I have problems with my teeth, I will tell you that I'm not. It's making
You're not able to chew your
to
salad.
chew my salad. That's the.
But you're still able to chew your
I'm
salad.
still
And
able
you're not that old.
I'm still able to chew my salad. Yeah. So I'm intentional about those reducing things that could clog fat in your system, because as we grow older, a lot of things are difficult to digest. The metabolic rate goes down, and that's probably why I try to do a lot of exercise to help that. So you need to be intentional. If you are not able to control what you eat, you make a diet list and cook. When you have the time, you cook the different things. Because the reason we don't eat what we want to eat is that we come back from work or wherever we have gone and we are so tired, we just grab the thing
It's
readily available. So I'm intentional about making meals I take to work, or if I didn't make meals, I buy salad because it's always there, and the things that are not fatty, I don't eat so much. I don't eat maybe bread one slice a week. Not that I stop eating everything, but you can eat the portions. Somebody asked, "Oh, mommy, do you eat ice cream?" I say, "Yes, but I won't buy a plate of ice cream and put it in my fridge to eat it whenever I like. But maybe once in a month I go out and I buy ice cream. Why not?"
Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation. About relationships also, you try to, there is something, I will quote a scripture that has guided me. And I think my mother also used to say that when she was alive. She said, "Do not make yourself," it's that scripture that says, "Do not be a busybody."
Okay.
In
other people's affairs.
So don't think that you have to be involved in everything about people's lives. I try to only be involved in people's lives when they invite me in, and to an extent, I wouldn't also jump in. If there are other people that can solve those problems for them, I step back.
It's not possible to be personally involved in everyone's life. That would be really being busybody in other people's affairs. But there are levels of closeness, and there are people who
can delegate.
Yes.
Always delegate things to other people and say, "Could you handle this? Could you see into this? Could you talk to this person?" So that way, you are not too, you then get the report from that person. It wouldn't be like every day you are the one that is in the middle of it.
I have a friend who would say she doesn't have the resources for that. And when she talks about resources, she's talking about time, she's talking about energy. How much energy does one have? And there are only so number of hours in the day, and within that period, there's a lot to attend to. There are people to talk to. There is work to do. I mean, in the office, there are people who need your attention for this or for that. There is family. There are friends. So
you should be able to. For example, what I do most times is I book talking appointments. When you call me, I say, "Please send me a text so that we can think of a time to talk."
But that happens with us.
We also
have time.
We have time.
We book the time.
So we understand that. So some people say, "Well, I've been calling you." I'll say, "But I sent you a text that tell me when you will be available on so day so that we can talk." Those things come with maturity. They come with your being sure of yourself, that you're not being snobbish. You're not. But this is how to organize things for life to be structured and effective for you.
Like, this is who I am. This is how I want to use my time. This is how I need to use my time with consideration for others. This is how much flexibility I have. Those things come with age.
They come with age, and
it does get better the older, right?
It does, because you've been to many places, you've related to so many different people, and you've been able to weed out the things that make you feel, "Oh, this person will think I am not." No. I know what I think about myself, and I know why I am doing it. It's not because I don't want to respond to you or I want to snob you. No, this is how it is.
People will say age with grace. Age with grace. And I say, age with grace is a good prayer. Age gracefully. But you have to put in that grace. You have to give yourself that allowance. Cut yourself. Give yourself the room.
cut yourself some slack.
Some slack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut yourself some slack so that you age with grace indeed. Give your body some allowance.
And
Treat
rest. And you also need to provide time for rest.
Yeah.
Very important. You need to think, I just want to lie down for 1 hour, for 30 minutes, for 2 hours. I used to feel very guilty. I used to feel very guilty about lying down, and that's what age has taught me. I used to say, why am I lying down here? Remember, you know me now. You knew me. If life is going on for every other person, why am I lying down here? What am I doing?
You have to be on the move.
I have to be on the move. But these days I say, no, if I don't have to be on the move, I don't have to.
Give yourself grace. Treat your body with grace. And so part of that is eat right, exercise right, use your time well, and say no to things that you can't do, and just be graceful. Or is it be gracious to yourself?
Be gracious to yourself.
When you are gracious to yourself, you age with grace. Yeah. So come on, girl. Age with grace.
And you too.
Age with grace. And if you are watching, no matter your age, you might say, I'm just 25. Age with grace. Every day we grow older. Every day we age. And it's good to be in agreement with that and not fight it, not resist it. Because it's happening. It's not that it's going to happen. It's happening every day.
How well you age will depend on how you handle these factors as you are crossing, getting down. Probably we didn't know a lot about those things when we were younger, but if you are listening to us and you are still young, well, you already got the
You're in good time. You're in good time. And whatever your age, 60, 70, 80, age with grace. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe.
Yes, do subscribe. There are so many good videos that you can go and watch the earlier videos. Every single video has lots and loads of wisdom and goodies that you can take away.
Thank you. And thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.